Roger Federer brought the curtain down on his illustrious tennis career at last year's Laver Cup after playing for over 24 years. When he made his professional debut in 1998 at the Stade Open, very few would have thought that this guy will become one of, if not the greatest tennis player of all time. After winning the juniors Wimbledon title in 1998, Roger decided to turn pro and play on the ATP Tour. His first tournament, Stade Open in Switzerland, didn't go according to his plan, and he lost in the very first match as a pro player. After 2 months, he registered his first ATP match win at Toulouse Open in France and finished the year at 679th in the world ranking. In 1999, he won his first ATP Challenger Tour title in France and entered the top 100 ranking for the first time and finished the year ranked 64th in the world.
Was there with me, and I think because of that win I finished the year ranked 65 or so.
His first ATP Tour level final came in 2000, but he lost to compatriot Marc Rosset in straight sets. 8 months later, he played the Swiss indoors tournament where he was defeated again in the final, this time by Thomas Enqvist in 5 sets. Federer ended the year ranked 29th in the world, gradually and steadily improving his game in the ranking. In February 2001, Roger won the first title of his professional career in Milan when he defeated Julian Bouder in the final and ended his 3-year title-less run. 2001 saw Roger enter the top 20 in the world and made 2 quarterfinal runs in French Open and Wimbledon. His most significant win came in Wimbledon when he defeated the 4 times defending champion Pete Sampras on the center court. It was also the first time Roger played on the center court in Wimbledon. After his win over Sampras in Wimbledon, he was tagged as the future of tennis, but he couldn't quite live up to the expectations. Few early rounds exit from US Open, followed by round 1 exit from French Open and Wimbledon next year. He reached 10 finals and lost 6 and won 4 between 1998 and 2002. And finished ranked 6th in the world. Same pattern followed in the next year when he lost in the 4th round of the Australian Open and then was knocked out in the first round of the French Open to a guy who had never previously won a Grand Slam match. This resulted in people questioning his game. Will Federer become one of those strong gifted players, like Pete Sampras? Who comes to dread the French Open? And Roger replied with this, "We'll see about that. It's not a question I can answer now at this moment in my career. I've had good moments and not so good moments. This year, it didn't work. I'm not going to start hating the tournament just because I lost twice in the first round." 15 days after his loss at the French Open, a rejuvenated Federer entered the Halle Open as the number 1 seed, and he quickly wiped away the bitter defeat in France by reaching the finals and defeating German Nicolas Kiefer 6-1, 6-3. This was his first grass court title, and later he would add 18 more to the tally. Grass court season is the shortest in the tennis calendar, and winning 19 grass court titles speaks a lot in itself. This win in Halle saw Roger ladder up to the 3rd place in the odds 5-1 to win the Wimbledon. Federer entered the championships, also known as the Wimbledon, as the 4th seed and won his opening 4 matches with little to no trouble, losing only 1 set to American Marty Fish in the 3rd round. He defeated Hee-Young Taek Lee in the first round, Stefan Kaubeck in the second, Marty Fish in the third, and Spanish Feliciano Lopez in the 4th round. Roger faced his first-seeded opponent in the quarterfinals in the form of Zheng Xiaoquan, whom he dispatched in straight sets, setting up a blockbuster semifinal against a tournament favorite Andy Roddick. Federer leads the head-to-head 3-0 before the semifinal, and he was in no mood to lose that day. Displaying his best tennis that day, Federer defeated Roddick in 3 straight sets and reached his first-ever final at any major, where he met Australian Mark Philippoussis. Roger was playing his first Grand Slam final, whereas it was Mark's second final after his 1998 final run at the US Open. Both the players started the match steadily, holding their serve, and the set was decided by a tie-breaker which Federer won. Federer broke Mark's serve in the very first game of the second set and didn't give Mark any chance for a comeback and took the second set 6-2. Third set was a tough one just like the first set, and it was decided by a tie-breaker which Federer won, and with that won his first major, which eluded him for a while. Roger Federer has said it many times that his 2003 Wimbledon title, along with his 2009 French Open title, are the highlight of his career. Just 2 days after winning his first major title, Federer traveled to his home country Switzerland to honor his commitment of playing the Swiss Open, where he was honored by the tournament by gifting a 800-kilo cow named Juliet.
Cow?
Yes, a cow. During the US Open series, Roger had the chance to become the #1 ranked player if he made it to the Montreal final.
Are your objectives maybe a little different now, knowing that you could be the #1 player in the world, pretty soon?
Well, I guess, I have a lot of confidence from just all year long, not only Wimbledon. I've been winning a lot of matches, so I go into all these matches some kind of a routine.
But unfortunately, he lost to Andy Roddick in the semi-final stage. It was his first defeat at the hands of the American. And his loss to David Nalbandian in Cincinnati and US Open saw him missing the chance to hold the world #1 ranking for the rest of the season. After the US Open, Roger played 3 tournaments. Ended up winning the title in Vienna, semi-finalist in Madrid Masters Spain and quarter-finalist in BNP Masters in Paris. The Tennis Masters Cup, now known as the ATP Finals, is a tournament which features the top 8 players in both singles and doubles. This tournament is the most prestigious event in the annual ATP calendar after the 4 majors and is ranked just beneath the Grandslams. A player has to perform well throughout the year to qualify, as only the top 8 ranked players qualify for the year-end championships. Some people also call it as the 5th slam due to the prestige that comes with winning the tournament. Roger was put in the blue group with French Open champion Juan Carlos Ferrero, former world #1 Andre Agassi and David Nalbandian. Federer started his campaign with an epic win over Agassi, where he saved 2 match points before winning the match in 3 tough sets. Federer remained unbeaten in the round-robin stage and stormed his way into the semi-final, where he defeated Andy Roddick once again. The final hurdle between him and the Tennis Masters Cup was Andre Agassi, whom Federer see off in an emphatic manner in straight sets. Federer had the toughest road to the title. He had to play the champions of the other Grand Slams. In straight sets he dispatched French Open winner Juan Carlos Ferrero, US Open winner Roddick, and, in the final, Australian Open winner Agassi. With that win, Roger climbed up the ranking and finished the year as the second-best player on the planet. He won the most titles in the year and reached the most number of finals and lead the prize money race with over $4 million. Rafa Nadal won the Newcomer of the Year award in 2003. The year 2003 marked as the start of the Federer era. Later he would achieve many milestones in the sport of tennis, which we'll cover in the next videos.